I grew up in a little community in the state of Washington, eastern Washington, called Tonasket, and my dad had an apple orchard, and I was the oldest child, so my feet were the first to be able to reach the pedals on the tractor, so I learned to drive when I was 10, and then I could help him in the orchard. I mean, we were poor, but we didn't know that. And I learned that things weren't easy. You had to work for everything that you got. And my dad would buy me a good pair of sturdy shoes for school, and anything else I wanted, I had to earn money to buy. So I picked apples, and then later on when I was older, I packed apples. But those were the ways that we could earn extra money to buy extra clothes. Well, I married a Hawaiian football player. I went to a small junior college in Wenatchee, Washington, and they were importing Hawaiian football players in those days. So that's where I met him, and he sat behind me in a history class and thought I had great halfback legs. So that was we always laugh about how did you meet John? I said, well, we got married in Wenatchee, and then his dad sent us airline tickets, so we came to Hawaii. I mean, I just, had no idea what I was getting into. I think that probably the most influential person in how I ended up was Lorin Gill, because my sister-in-law wanted to go on this service trip to Kaohelaulii Valley, the Sierra Club on the mainland and Hawaii, which had just started. We're going to do the service project to Kaohelaulii to open up the trail again. So she wanted to go on that, but she wasn't old enough to drive, so I took her to the meetings, and this guy that was doing all the, orientation kind of thing was really fascinating. So they were starting the high school hikers program in Sierra Club at that time, so they asked me if I wanted to help at Castle High School. I said, oh, sure. And then it was like the most wonderful thing, because we had all this orientation. We'd go on hikes with all the leaders would go on hikes with Lorin, and I learned a lot about Hawaiian words, Hawaiian places, the natural resources and stuff through that. One of the friends I worked with used to call me an EcoWarrior, because I would take on things. And I didn't like to speak in front of a group, but the whales and the seals and the turtles and stuff can't speak for themselves, so I would go and do it. I never knew what I said, but I was willing to do that. So after I did all this stuff with Sierra Club, I thought, oh, I could start a business taking people camping. I had no idea how to do marketing, and I quickly realized that you can't go camping all the time. Someone's got to be there to run the business. So it's evolved over the years to the point where now I do personalized itineraries for people that want to come to Hawaii, but don't necessarily want to go to a resort area. And I started marketing to birders, which are people that do bird watching. And so that became kind of the focus of what I did. So I still do personalized birding tours on Oahu, and then I help them get connected to bird watching guides on other islands. I think it's really important to support a local college. So I think it's important to support those schools, because it's getting harder and harder for people to send their kids to the mainland to school. I talked to other people that are interested in natural resources, and we came up with what we thought the criteria should be for a scholarship for somebody that wanted to do work in natural resources. So, and that was when I knew that Lorin was going to die. I thought, I got to do something to honor his memory. So I decided, okay, I'm going to make it a scholarship kind of in his honor. For somebody that wants to do this kind of thing, because I think we need to have more and more young people that care about the resources here, because we have unique resources in Hawaii, and we need to protect them.